So judging by the title of this video, you already know what we're talking about. Which Pokemon is better? The amazingly astounding looking Beautifly or the very ugly Pokemon Dustox? Let's get into it. Now, what may catch you off guard is that these Pokemon actually start with the same pre-evolution, Wurmple, and what it can do is it can either evolve into a Silcoon, which will then turn into the Beautifly, or the Cascoon, which will make it turn into a Dustox. Now, what makes this so weird is that these Pokemon, you would think will have the same base stat totals. They would just be maybe different in some areas, just different designs, maybe different moves, but in reality, these two Pokemon are completely different. Now, I personally think we should start out with this one, Dustox. And this one may surprise you for how it is in the competitive front, and no matter how you use it on your Pokemon journey. This is Dustox base stat total. Just by looking at this, this thing is made to be a slow tank that you would think would be able to do a lot of damage, right? Well, you're actually completely wrong, because here's the thing. Not only is this HP not high enough to do something like that, at only 60, it won't even be able to do that much damage with its attack and special attack both being 50. But it does have high defense, but it's slow. So you're looking at a Pokemon that is very weak for a fully evolved Pokemon, mind you, and get this, it can literally not do any damage. All it has that's good or just decent in general is its high amount of defense. Which even then, what would you even use that for when you won't be able to take advantage of it with all of its other stupid, dumb, very low stats? So, Dustox clearly gets beaten here, but let's see what Beautifly can do to see if it's really all that bad as making it out to be. Now this is Beautifly's base stat total. A cute little butterfly has 400 base stat total, even more than Dustox. That is 15 more. Think of all the stuff you can do with that. Just that little bit. This thing has more HP, which means more health, way higher speed, and better attack. And its normal attack, which it really benefits from for its bug and poison typing, so it can take advantage of all of the moves it can learn with that very high attack. Its defense is not that bad either. Its defense is decent. Now, what's really amazing is it can use that speed to use that damage, and if it is outsped, which will be unlikely since this thing evolves at level 10 very early game, it has amazing HP. This thing will literally hit you like a truck in early game. It can learn decent moves, and above all of that, it will help you out with some of the early gym leaders and trainer battles. So, by the looks of things, Beautifly wins out here. It has better stats. It just looks better in general. Let's face it, Dustox is just ugly. And you can get them around the same time. Nothing is stopping you from just getting this superior Pokemon. Like, just look at it. This thing will benefit you in early game and even middle game, unlike mid game, with that high speed and health you can take advantage of. This thing is just amazing. But, with that, Dustox is actually going to be thrown a bone. Because when you look at this, yes, they evolve at the same levels. Everything shows that Beautifly would be better, but here's the thing. Look at Beautifly's typing. Bug and flying. Now, look at Dustox. Bug and poison. Here's where things begin to change. With the poison ability, yes, obviously you poison the target, but the poison type is known for having somewhat decent moves, and Wurmple, even, like, no matter what you pick, so I guess Dustox doesn't get that much of an advantage. It will learn Poison Sting, but here's the thing. When you evolve it to Dustox, it will get Stab, meaning that if you do a type of damage that is meant for a very specific type of Pokemon, and that type of Pokemon is using that damage of the same type, it'll get pretty much, since it's using what it's meant to do, it does a little bit more damage, meaning that if it would even use just like a 40 base power poison move, it would be as good as using a 60 base power normal move, meaning that it goes a bit stronger, meaning that Dustox's damage will actually go up if you use that knowledge. But Beautifly, which will learn the same bit of moves, can't do that. While it can learn some flying moves, Dustox can still learn some flying moves, meaning that it's really not that bad that way. So now Dustox isn't looking that bad, is it? Well, yes, it can use its poison type ability to do more poison type damage. Honestly, it doesn't help it out that much since Beautyfly still just has flat out better stats, but maybe it can come in handy in some way, shape, or form. Dustox isn't all that bad, but Beautyfly still a force to be reckoned with. So now, who is better? Fly, a Pokemon with decent stats for something you can get at level 10. Just flat out, let's face it, it looks better, and it can take advantage of some of its stats. Or the kinda ugly but still can be useful Dustox, which can take advantage of its poison typing to do more damage with poison moves, and decently good defense, meaning that it can tank some hits, and its HP isn't all that bad. Being honest when I say that this was tough. Beautyfly has better stats, but Dustox can take advantage of its typing. They're both useful in early game. They can both be evolved at the same level. It was tricky, but at the end, I had to give the victory to Beautyfly. It just has a flat out better base stat total. It can be gotten at the same level, and even though it won't be able to take advantage of the poison type typing since of the whole its bug flying thing, it can still be useful since it has higher damage anyway. And you don't want to just flat out have poison type anyway. What if you just don't want to use it? Well, still, Beautyfly is still an option, and if you do want to use it, you can just get both. You can get them very easily in the early game. But if you don't want to waste up too much slots on just these Pokemon, I would still recommend Beautyfly. So there you have it. Two Pokemon they can get early game, and you're going to have to choose which one you want. Well, we found out who the winner would be. It was Beautyfly. It was close. Dustox is still useful. It's not necessarily a bad Pokemon. I just kind of don't like it. Like, even in Pokemon Go, I have a Beautyfly, and every time I would get a Cascoon, which would give me a Dustox, I would just transfer it and get rid of it. Like, honestly, it was honestly super tough. Like, I honestly think that this, like, for my first video on this channel, it was decent, but at the same time, I feel like some people might get mad with my decision. But there you have it. I called Beautyfly the winner.